Hey, what is going on? It is 12 noon on Wednesday, which means it's time for this week's episode of Ask the Instructor. My name is John Chrisman. The show is brought to you by the Tampa School of Real Estate. We're here every single Wednesday, 12 noon Eastern Time, to help you understand the technical side of the real estate industry. And what we're talking about today on Ask the Instructor is why you should enroll in post-licensing now. And this is going to apply to if your post-licensing renewal deadline, let's say your deadline's coming up March 31st, you're going to be the ones who most urgently need to get enrolled into a post-licensing course if your renewal deadline is coming up on March 31st, if you already have a real estate license. Now, if you don't yet have a real estate license, you can actually still enroll in post-licensing in advance. You can't start the course until you have your real estate license, but we actually have what's called our complete jumpstart bundle, because if you just got your real estate license, you need to try to get into one of these courses as soon as you possibly can, because there's so much information that's going to help you build a more successful real estate business. And that's in a nutshell. If you're looking for the short version of this, I know some people are like, all right, I just want the quick version of that. That is what it is. You should enroll in post-licensing now because it's going to help grow your real estate business. Now we're going to elaborate further on that, and really more so what the post-licensing course covers specifically, and why, a personal story I'll share with you of me. When I got started in real estate, I did not take post-licensing right away. I was traumatized of the pre-licensing process, of all the crap you had to study to pass the exam. I was there with you. If that's you, if you've been trying to pass the exam, I get it. I was there with you. It was over a year between when I started the course and when I eventually got my real estate license. I was doing it part-time along with my current full-time job, as well as going to school as well. So I had a lot going on. But eventually I did get it done, and when I did, I was traumatized by all the stuff I had to cover in pre-licensing, and I did not take the post-licensing course immediately. I delayed it until right before my renewal deadline, and it was one of the biggest mistakes of my early real estate career. And I want to share with you more of that story and what post-licensing covers, so that way you don't run into that same mistake it is that I made that really resulted in a lot of other learning moments. So post-licensing, this curriculum is designed specifically for once you just got your real estate license. Yes, it meets your renewal requirement. So you're going to have an expiration date for your real estate license. That's either going to be like March 31st or September 30th of some year. And it's like 18 to 24 months in the future, which gives you a lot of time to procrastinate and put this off like I did here, but you're missing out on so much vital information with this post-licensing. So stick with us. My name is John Chrismo. You're watching Ask the Instructor.
You are watching Ask the Instructor. Absorb the knowledge. Become the expert.
Hey there, and welcome back to this week's episode of Ask the Instructor. My name is John Chrisman. The show is brought to you by the Tampa School of Real Estate. We're here every single Wednesday, 12 noon Eastern Time. If you're not yet subscribed, hit that little bell icon, or if you're watching on our website, make sure you drop in your email, and we'll actually send you email notifications whenever it is that we have new content, new episodes, because ultimately our goal here at the Tampa School of Real Estate is to help you achieve your dream real estate career, to build your real estate empire. Whether that's through investment, whether that's through having a, almost automated real estate business, there's so much potential and opportunity if you're interested in that through a real estate license. And we're live here on Facebook, as well as our website, as well as YouTube. So wherever it is that you're tuning in on, welcome. Welcome to Frank. Welcome to Sunset Mike. Good to see you guys back in here today. My question, have you enrolled in post-licensing yet? And I know a lot of you might be tuning in that don't even have the real estate license yet. Maybe you're brand new to real estate altogether. You don't even have your pre-licensing. You haven't enrolled in any courses. You maybe have seen something. I mean, who has seen some of the Selling Tampa? I'm still trying to make my way through the series. It's so hard to find time to just sit and watch TV sometimes, but it's really interesting because, and whatever you think of the show in general, it's really cool to just see Tampa portrayed on the big screen or small screen, whatever it is you call. Most people have big screen TVs at home that they're watching this stuff on. But anyways, a lot of interesting stuff. Hey, there's my wife. Welcome in, Liz. She actually just got her real estate license as well. We're actually talking today that she's got to get her post-licensing completed. She's actually just got her license earlier this year, already had a closing, and really has impressed us all because she's just been doing this on the side. Now, again, there's no results that are guaranteed with a real estate license. So that's the downside that stops a lot of people from getting into real estate, or maybe being on the fence about it, because we'll have people that we'll talk to that have been considering this, that we've been around since 2007. We've helped tens of thousands of people get their real estate license, start their real estate careers, build their real estate empires. A matter of fact, that Selling Tampa show, about 4 of the agents, the main characters, went through Tampa School of Real Estate, if not starting the real estate career with us, at some point taking courses with us. So that's been really surreal just to see past students make it up onto this big screen. And look, maybe you don't want to be a reality TV star, but maybe you do want to make millions of dollars through real estate. Maybe, I mean, you see some of these commissions, and what's really cool about that show is it shows that there's a lot of luxury property in Florida. There's one about the HSN lady that they had in there. I think there was also like a Playboy Playmate or something. Quite the character or whatever, but just this I think it was like an $11 million house, and that's right here in Tampa Bay. There's multi-million-dollar houses. Derek Jeter's house, where Tom Brady rented from Derek Jeter or lived in Derek Jeter's house for like a year. That house sold for like $30 million or $20 million, some ridiculous amount. And yeah, that's not everywhere. That's not all the sales. The average price in the Tampa Bay area, last time I checked the statistic, was about $418,000. So that's more what an average sale is, $418,000. Now, if you're new to real estate, you're probably wondering, wow, how does John know all this? How does he have all this information? Well, it's because I study real estate on a regular basis. Literally, even my entertainment recently now has been more real estate. And yes, there's always the reality TV show stuff. The producers don't always show, what real estate really looks like. But there's a lot of things that you can see a lot of the truth to, regardless of how much it may be a TV show or, what you actually see in real life. And there's just so much, because it's just happening here in Tampa. So it's really cool, really neat. But let's get back into today's topic here. I feel like we're getting off topic here. Why you should enroll in post-licensing now. So all this stuff that I'm talking about, the business side of real estate, when you take your pre-licensing course, so this is actually the 2021 textbook. We just got in our 2022 textbook, so this one is, I don't want to say obsolete, but there's a newer, better version of it that's actually, they made some really great updates into this year, so we're a little excited. It's a little thinner. The publisher, I feel like they went a little bit lighter on the print, but whatever. It's definitely way better content, it looks like, on the inside of that. But anyways, this pre-licensing course, so if you haven't even taken any pre-licensing yet, this is the curriculum that you start out with. And I mean, just to see this in textbook form, if you're doing our self-guided online course, it's not a textbook. This actually doesn't even come with our self-guided online course because it's all built into the system and it's a much more interactive format, but that's because you're not having an instructor lead you through this curriculum. Whereas if you're taking a classroom or live stream, and either an in-person or a virtual classroom live stream with an instructor leading you through the material here, this book really kind of is the content, the curriculum. And yeah, there's slides and a lot of visuals that go with this, but this is really the reference material. And there's 600 pages of what a lot of people, a lot of students, your words, not mine, nonsense. A lot of, why do I need to learn this? Why do I need to know this? Why is this important? And when you understand the reason why the pre-licensing course exists and why that is a requirement, it makes sense why that information isn't the most meaningful. Because when you're considering starting a real estate career, let's say you're watching whatever TV show, whether it's Selling Tampa, or I know some of you guys are $1 Million Listing fans. If you're $1 Million Listing fans, Ryan Serhant is not a student of ours, but he's got really great things to say about Tampa School of Real Estate. Really great guy. He does a lot for the real estate community. He's got some really great courses. I definitely recommend you check out of his. That's how we ended up getting in talks, is the stuff that him and his team are doing for, professional development to help grow agents. He's got some really great books that if you're trying to learn more about real estate, that's one of the great things to read through. There's a really great story that Ryan Serhant tells, so I definitely check out that stuff. If you've seen, again, the more Hollywood, the more glamorized, whether it's the reality TV shows or whatever, and there's again a lot of realness to what's there. Again, these agents on Selling Tampa, they came right through our school. The two of them were in my actual classes, so it's so surreal to actually see them and watch them on TV now. But it just shows that there is a lot that's based in reality. And going back to Ryan Serhant, there's a lot that he does to coach and train and help people learn and develop better in real estate. But one of the things that is essential is and yes, to a certain degree, this information in your pre-licensing course. This pre-licensing course has information that will help you better understand what you can and can't do at a fundamental level in real estate. So it does cover some basics like appraising, some things about mortgages, stuff about contracts. So there is interesting information in here, but it's probably not what you would expect, because especially watching, again, the more glamorized side of real estate, you want to learn, how do you build a business? How do you make money? How do you get those hundreds of thousands of dollars in commissions that you see on these TV shows? And again, just seeing that they have this now based out of Tampa, and they've got tons of like the house hunter shows and things like that. They've done different parts of Florida, but Tampa is like the #2 growing city in the country right now, and depending on different rankings, like top 5 for a lot of different things. But there's a lot of spotlight on Tampa right now, and you have the ability to, if you're in the Tampa Bay area, or really anywhere in Florida, because even though we're the Tampa School of Real Estate, we give out, well, we don't give out, we do the courses for a Florida real estate license. So our courses will work anywhere it is. We have so many students that attend virtually throughout Florida, from South Florida down to Miami and Fort Lauderdale to up in the Panhandle and Tallahassee, Jacksonville, Panama City. We've had students throughout the entire state, but not just Florida, the entire country and the entire world. We've had students tuning in from as far as China. I can't make any guarantees because I hear they've got a lot of crazy firewalls and stuff like that, so I don't know if there might be access, but we've got records of students, have IP addresses in Europe, in Asia, and all over the world. So it's really crazy, but people from all over the world are coming to Florida for investment opportunities, for job opportunities, for the weather, for whatever reason. And, we sell. We have the license. With a real estate license, you have the license to sell the #3 need for everybody. They need #1 water, #2 food, and there's only ways to make money on water and food if you're doing it at a massive scale. So you have to really be dominating the market to really, make huge money off of water or food, which there's already big players in those industries, which you could, are quite obvious. You can make some good money through those, but now through shelter, through real estate, through buildings, through structures, your real estate license with a class that you could complete in 7 days, you have the legal capacity to go out there and actually practice real estate. But the question will be, do you know how to take full advantage of that real estate license? And that is why you should get enrolled in post-licensing right now. So we've got a program we call the Complete Jumpstart. And our Complete Jumpstart is designed, so this is especially if you're brand new to real estate. If you just need post-licensing, then absolutely get enrolled in your post-licensing course. But if you're brand new to real estate, our Complete Jumpstart bundle is designed to save you money and get you what you need to get up and running as quickly as possible, to expedite your success as much as possible. So let me bring up the timeline here of what is when. So hopefully you've been able to keep up and follow. If not, we'll break this down a little bit more right here of basically which course you need when. So starting off over here, pre-licensing is what you start out with. But as we were talking about with pre-licensing, it focuses on a lot of laws and rules. And it's a lot of content. It's the same content, just delivered in a different way with our self-guided program than this textbook. But this is like a 500-page textbook, so there's a lot of information that's in here. And you would think that would be the information that you need to know. Well, I took the course, I did this step. I did my fingerprints and my application. And then you went even, let's say, to go on and pass your class and your state exams. Now, up until this point here, what have you proven that you have a minimal competence according to the Florida Real Estate Commission on? Laws, rules, and fundamentals of what real estate is and how you can use your real estate license legally. But nothing from the extent, and this is because this curriculum for pre-licensing is mandated by the Florida Real Estate Commission. That's a popular word right now, mandate. So the curriculum for pre-licensing is mandated by the Florida Real Estate Commission. We have a certain syllabus of what we have to follow with a certain timeline. There's a lot of information, and we do the best we can to really focus on what's most important for your exam, but there's information that is required to be taught that maybe couldn't be on your exam, maybe it's not too likely, or maybe it's something we know won't even be on your exam, but it's something we are still required to teach because of the FREC curriculum. And there's an important reason why all this stuff is in there. The main reason why you're having to do this is to protect the public. That is the reason, the legal reason why this process exists. If you look up the actual law, the actual Florida statute as to why you have to go through pre-licensing, it's because it's to protect the public. So again, the focus is on laws and rules and information that you need to know to not harm the public. So where does post-licensing come into play? Well, post-licensing is required for your renewal. But the problem is your renewal might not be so soon. At the soonest, really, your renewal deadline is 18 months out. Now, look, if you're trying to hit the ground running in real estate, you don't want to wait for your renewal to do this post-licensing course. Because, again, it focuses so much on the business planning side. And that's why this is really the essential piece of the puzzle to our complete Jumpstart bundle. It does also include our exam prep study tools, because that's going to really help you expedite through the process of passing your exam. But in order to really jumpstart your career, because, again, going back to the reason why we started, the reason why we're doing this today, this live stream, we're not doing this just to sell post-licensing. If we, the thing that really works for us for selling post-licensing is telling you, hey, your deadline's coming up. You got to get this done or you're going to lose your real estate license. If we were focused solely on selling post-licensing, that's the most effective way because you have to get it done. But why is this important that you don't wait till right before the deadline? Don't wait till when it's easy, because it's the choice of, do I lose my real estate license or do I do this course, this little 45-hour course, get it knocked out so I could keep my license and, maybe someday I'll do something with it. That was the mindset I had when I considered post-licensing. So when I considered post-licensing, really I didn't consider it. I didn't want to do it. I was traumatized by this. Back when I studied, we didn't have the pass first try study tools. We didn't have this stuff to help make this process so much easier. I was using books to study. It was not fun. I don't really recommend the books for studying. Now maybe you're somebody who just loves to read, just constantly, you can't keep your nose out of a book, and let's say this information is very engaging to you. Maybe if that's you, this is, all you need to study. That's not me. I do enjoy reading, but there's also so many things that I'm also constantly trying to juggle that, back at the time, because I was working full time, I was going to school as well as, trying to pass my real estate exam. I just didn't have time to just sit there and read. And when I would, it would put me to sleep. Because this black and white text, it really isn't a story as much as it is just reference legal material. It's not the most exciting. So, this thing, there's still a love-hate relationship I have to this day with this book, but let me put this away. But that's why we built these study tools, to help make that process so much easier. So you're not having to figure out what to study. You're not sitting there just reading boring text that's putting you to sleep. That you've got engaging study tools to help. But that's not what we're here to talk about today. We're not here to talk about the exam prep. Check out passfirsttry.com if you want more info on that. What we're talking about today is jumpstarting your career. How do we jumpstart, and a jumpstart that we're accelerating the trajectory of your real estate career? We're speeding up the rate at which you achieve success. And why are we interested in doing that? Because your success is our success. The faster it is you become successful, the more success it is that we achieve. That is the number one way it is that we have grown since we started back in 2007. And just to flash the stats again, and this number is higher. We've had over 10,000 students this year alone, and we've been around since 2007. So this number is outdated. We've got to get a more up-to-date, accurate tally of that there. But the number one reason for our growth is your success is our success. Because when you succeed in real estate, you're going to tell your friends. You're going to tell your family members. And, you know, chances are they might want to be interested in doing real estate. Maybe you're recruiting them to be in your real estate team. You know, it's crazy going back to the story of selling Tampa. Sherelle was actually back in one of the first real estate classes I taught. Not the first, but one of the first. And she's just came such a long way, granted from where she's at now in a relatively short period of time. But now she's a broker. She's got her own. She's building her real estate empire. This is what we set out to do with the Tampa School of Real Estate, to be more than just a